Hello everyone, welcome to Chemistry Classroom. Today we are going to study Born-Haber cycle. Experimental determination of lattice energy. The Born-Haber cycle. Since direct experimental determination of lattice energies is not so easy, these are determined indirectly with the help of a thermochemical cyclic process known as Born-Haber cycle. The Born-Haber cycle is based on Hess's law of thermochemistry. Hess's law states that overall heat change in a chemical reaction is constant and not dependent on the route taken. Lattice enthalpies cannot be determined experimentally due to the difficulty of preparing the plasma of ions. Instead, they are determined using a thermochemical cycle known as the Born-Haber cycle. The Born-Haber thermochemical cycle is named after the two German physical chemists Max Born and Fritz Haber, who first used it in 1919. In Born-Haber cycle, the formation of an ionic solid is considered as taking place through two routes to form a cycle of steps. One can be the direct formation of the substance from the metal and the nonmetal, and the other through a series of changes from the same constituents. The elements in their standard states are first converted into gaseous atoms and then to ions, and finally formed as the crystal lattice. Let us discuss the Born-Haber cycle for NaCl. For the formation of sodium chloride, there are two possible routes. First one, a single-step process. Here, Na plus half Cl2 gas gives NaCl. The net energy change during the formation of sodium chloride from metallic sodium and chlorine gas can be represented by delta HF. The second route for the formation of NaCl is a multi-step process. First step is the conversion of metallic sodium into gaseous sodium atoms. The energy required for the conversion of 1 mole of metallic sodium into gaseous sodium atoms is called sublimation energy. It is represented by delta HS, that is enthalpy of sublimation. This step is energy consuming process. Second step is conversion of gaseous sodium atoms into sodium ions. The amount of energy required to convert 1 mole of gaseous sodium atoms into sodium ions in the gaseous state is called ionization energy. This may be represented by capital IE, ionization energy. Next step is the dissociation of gaseous chlorine molecules into gaseous chlorine atoms. The amount of energy required to dissociate 1 mole of gaseous chlorine molecules into gaseous atoms is called dissociation energy. It is represented by delta H dissociation. Evidently, the energy required to produce 1 mole of gaseous chlorine atoms would be delta H dissociation by 2. Next step is the conversion of gaseous chlorine atoms into chloride ions. The amount of energy released when 1 mole of gaseous chlorine atoms are converted into chloride ions in the gaseous state is called electron affinity. It is represented by capital EA, electron affinity. Last step is the combination of gaseous ions to form a solid crystal. This step involves the combination of gaseous Na plus and Cl minus ions to give 1 mole of sodium chloride crystal. The amount of energy released when 1 mole of sodium solid crystalline compound is formed from gaseous ions of opposite charges is called lattice energy. It is denoted by capital U, lattice energy. According to Hess's law, the enthalpy of formation of sodium chloride should be the same irrespective of the fact whether it takes place directly in one step or through a number of steps. Delta HF is equal to delta H sublimation plus ionization energy plus half delta H dissociation plus electron affinity plus lattice energy. Out of these, lattice energy and electron affinity have negative values since energy is given out during the process. The net enthalpy of formation and the first four of the five energies can be determined experimentally, but the lattice energy cannot be measured directly. Instead, the lattice energy is calculated by subtracting the other four energies in the Born-Haber cycle from the net enthalpy of formation. Delta H sublimation of sodium is 108.5 kJ per mole and delta H dissociation for chlorine is 243 kJ per mole. Ionization energy of sodium is 495.8 kJ per mole. Electron affinity of chlorine is minus 349 kJ per mole. Substituting these values in this equation, we can calculate the lattice energy of sodium chloride. This slide gives an idea about the theoretical and experimental lattice energies of various ionic solids. Let us see the applications of Born-Haber cycle. First one, calculation of lattice energy of ionic solids. Born-Haber cycle helps us to calculate the lattice energy of ionic solids provided other thermodynamic data is known. Second one is calculation of electron affinities. The Born-Haber cycle can be used for the calculation of electron affinities of some elements that are otherwise very difficult to measure. Heat of formation of a compound may be expressed as delta HF is equal to delta H sublimation plus dissociation plus delta H dissociation plus ionization energy plus electron affinity plus lattice energy. Delta H sublimation, delta HF, delta H dissociation and ionization energy are experimentally determined and lattice energy U may be calculated by using Born-Lande equation. Using the above equation, electron affinity may be calculated. Next is stability of ionic compounds. This cycle helps us to understand the stabilities of many ionic compounds. For example, it explains why magnesium oxide is a stable compound. We get high negative values of delta H formation, which indicates that magnesium oxide is stable. Next is formation of ionic compounds in higher oxidation states. This cycle helps us to understand why some metals are unable to form stable compounds in their low oxidation states. For example, calcium chloride CaCl2 is a stable compound while calcium chloride CaCl is not formed. In such cases, the value of delta H formation of CaCl2 calculated from the equation is negative, so CaCl2 is formed. Next is to predict the feasibility of a reaction. Born-Haber cycle can be used to calculate the heat of formation of an unknown compound. If heat of formation comes out to be positive, the reaction is energetically unfavorable. If delta HF is negative, the compound is formed. Next is a problem. Use the Born-Haber cycle to calculate the lattice energy of magnesium oxide. The thermodynamic data is given here. Hope you all understand the topic Born-Haber cycle and its applications very well. Thank you all for watching this video.